If I'm driving and I need to go to the bathroom, then I'm driving under duress. And that's fatigue. And duress and fatigue equal an unsafe situation that can lead to something possibly catastrophic. And I think that awareness should be brought to the general public that this is how human beings are being treated, and there is no reason for it.
Last month, local chapters of the Amalgamated Transit Union demonstrated in Hartford for the second time this year. Their main concern is that bus schedules do not allow operators, those who drive the buses, enough time to use the restroom. When I tried to read more about the issue, few, if any, of the articles actually spoke to the operators themselves. Covering issues like that is wrong, so I decided to sit down with some operators and hear about the bathroom break issue in their own words.
There could be times where we have plenty, and then there's times where we can't find one. And depending on the time of the day, it can really be bad. So if we turn around and we're working later, or we're in a situation where we're having to stay later than our normal hours, so now we're in a position where, okay, now I don't even know what area I'm gonna be in, and am I gonna have a place to actually use the restroom, and a clean one at that, and one where a company will let us, some where we're forced to pay to actually use the bathroom. It's very inhumane if you think about it.
They do not incorporate the time to pick up a wheelchair passenger into our time schedule. You know, they sit up in the office with a ruler, and, you know, they say, well, from point A to point B, you know, it takes 20 minutes to get from point A to point B, but they don't figure it, the turn, you know, here, or turn there, or stoplight here, or 2 minutes at a stoplight here, you know, or, you know, so sometimes I get down to the terminal, you know, and it's just about time to take off, but I have to, you know, go relieve myself, and I have to stop the bus, sort of get permission to, you know, to go to the restroom, and then I get out, and then, you know, the passengers, they don't understand this, you know, they're like, well, you know, why are you leaving? You know, we're supposed to leave at 10 minutes up, you know.
Because I would even say to a passenger, what time do you have to be at work? You know, and they say, well, I'm early. And I said, good, because I want to stop and go to the bathroom. But if someone has to be on time, because a lot of people, they get points, and their employer doesn't care if they're on the bus or not, that, you know, if they're late. So I won't go to the bathroom so they can get them to work on time.
The union's position on the bathroom break issue is that it's a human right and not a contractual one. We're being told to make it a contractual one and put it as a provision in negotiations. And I disagree with that. It is a human right, and it shouldn't be reduced to someone giving us permission as a provision put in a contract so that, you know, people can go. We have a right to go.
In the interest of fairness, I reached out to CT Transit for statement. General Manager Cole Pulio told me in an email, "We take bathroom access for our employees seriously. Each CT Transit division maintains a list of bathroom locations along their routes, which is given to drivers. We would never deny an operator's request to use a bathroom, unless there is a safety concern, nor have drivers been disciplined for using a bathroom. We have recently created a bathroom committee at each of our divisions, comprised of management, union leadership, and bus operators to review bathroom availability and work cooperatively to resolve any issues. The company is committed to continuing these efforts in order to address employees' specific concerns." But bus operators I spoke with, both on and off the record, disagreed with the claim that drivers had not been disciplined for using a bathroom. They pointed out that bus operators had been indirectly punished, such as when a necessary bathroom break delays the schedule, or when they are spotted purchasing food or coffee from a restaurant that requires proof of purchase to use the restroom. When I pressed Mr. Pulio, he told me, "I cannot comment on specific disciplinary actions, as there may be mitigating circumstances involved. For example, our policy states that operators are disciplined for running behind schedule without a valid reason. Utilizing the bathroom is certainly a valid reason. Our handbook even instructs operators on how to call in a restroom stop along the route. There may be more to the disciplinary action. In our bathroom committee meetings, we heard concerns from operators that some of the restrooms on our list require making a purchase for bathroom use. We have been reviewing these locations, and we are working to either clarify this concern or remove the location from our list. I'm optimistic that these meetings will improve the communication about restroom availability and enhance our service for employees and customers alike. However, operators I spoke with on camera found this issue difficult to communicate with management.
Some will be more outspoken, some won't. Some are scared of judgment. Others can be fearful of, God forbid, being reprimanded for it in some kind of way. You know, a lot of people don't have other opportunities or other options. This is their only option. This is their only career. This is what they have to worry about for taking care of their family and themselves, you know? So if you say something that is so simple as like, well, this isn't enough time, well, am I gonna get in trouble for that? You know, I'm not gonna lie. I've been in one situation where I did get in trouble for that. When you turn around and tell me, well, just be wary of it. That now you feel uncomfortable because you're like, oh my God, you know, like I would never think that I would be spoken to about something so personal, but it has happened, you know?
The union has, well, it always talks with the management, you know, about, you know, these particular breaks that we need to have, you know, how these particular runs. And the union sees, because they go into the office every time. They see it more than we do. They go into the office every time a driver is to be disciplined because he had to go to the bathroom, or, you know, because he was stopping and the bus is late, you know, a couple of minutes, and the reason why the bus was late. And half of the time, 90% of the time, it's because, you know, the driver had to get out to go to relieve himself.
What would you say the optimal outcome is for you in your opinion?
To have at least 10 to 15 minutes put on, just built into our schedule to be able to recover if we do need to use the restroom. At least 15 minutes would really give us enough time, I believe so. I mean, because here in New London County, our runs are at each way an hour. And sometimes, depending on if we're running late, you might be waiting for 2 hours to use that restroom, depending on the situation. So if they built in at least 15 minutes, I think that would be very helpful.
One of our drivers here at Trumbull Shopping Park, because it's so far to walk from the bus into the mall, and once you get in the mall, it's another half a football field to get to the restrooms. And this poor operator not only urinated on themselves, but defecated on themselves while they were trying to get to the bathroom.
Many of the operators I spoke with, both on and off the record, told me that they were concerned for their health. Not only has the inability to use the restroom resulted in health issues for some, but it has also led to some drivers under-eating. This is particularly concerning, given that eating a sufficient amount is crucial for operators' attentiveness while on the job.
And I'll be honest, and I'll tell them, like, listen, I'm thirsty, I have to drink something, I have to eat something, I'm gonna pass out. You know, I have to eat something. We have very minimal time.
As a matter of fact, I just had to change my routine, my diet. Not recently, like I said, I've been there 38 years, so I've been doing this for years. But instead of me, because I don't have time to stop the bus to go out and get a sandwich, you know, at 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock, you know, whatever, you know, a set time.
I would get pains in my side, or, you know, in my lower abdomen because of just holding it for so long. I mean, to where it lasts all night.
But they'll tell you safety is paramount. How is safety paramount, and how does safety first when you're putting a driver in a situation that causes hunger, fatigue, and stress? How? If it's such a paramount issue, how can you say that? You're contradicting yourself. The schedules contradict that safety issue. They just do.